Yay, congratulations. You've just booked a call for consulting or coaching. Now, what do you need to do to make sure you get the most value out of that time? Stay tuned. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and independent publisher. I love sharing my insights all about self-publishing with you. Before I get into the details about today's topic, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll be notified when I put out new videos every week about self-publishing, making a career out of being an author, and being a mompreneur. So as someone who is a coach, who has been coached, who's worked with coaches to help them bring their books to life, I know how valuable a coach can be to help you in your business. And of the interviews I've done on this channel so far, most of the people have said get a coach as some of their big takeaways. So whether you're meeting with me or someone like me to coach you on how to get from book idea to finished book, or maybe you're working with a financial coach, a business coach, a life coach, whatever kind of coach, you want to make sure you're making the most of that time together. So I'm going to go over my best tips for you to maximize that time and squeeze every ounce of value out of that conversation. So in this, I'm assuming you'll be connecting digitally. I know some coaches work with people in person after 2020, just the general ability for people to connect over the internet. I know more of these sessions are going online. So a lot of this information is going to be based on online meetups, but it's pretty easily translatable to in-person if you're watching this in the future and people are meeting in person again. So first of all, if you can, send information ahead of time. Give your coach the opportunity to prepare so you aren't spending the first meeting going over something you could have easily emailed them. A good coach will probably ask for some of this information ahead of time. They'll want to review what you sent over so that way when the call starts, you can dive in. Now, you may want to just refresh on some things or really highlight any super important parts when the call begins, but give them the opportunity to prepare so that they aren't thinking on the fly. As a pro tip, the really good coaches will ask for some of this preparation ahead of the call, and some may even require that you send that in before they will even confirm the appointment. They want to make sure you're getting the most out of that time as well. So that's a really good sign of a coach who wants to maximize that opportunity for you. So number 2 is that you should come prepared with questions. That means that you need to do some homework too about what you want to get out of that session. Now, if you're working with this coach long term, you'll probably have homework to report back on your second, third, fourth calls. But for that first call, definitely show up with questions. That way, again, you're squeezing every ounce of value out of that call. Number 3, check that your computer is updated, your Zoom is working, your computer's charged, plugged in, you have good audio so that you can hear and you can speak. Check all of that before the call starts. Again, you would hate to waste the first 10, 15 minutes of the call figuring all of that out, or suddenly the call drops in the middle because your battery died, things like that. Just really make sure that you are taking advantage of that time and just everything set up digitally for you. The next tip is to call in on time. This is your time with this coach. The minutes you are late are the minutes you are wasting. So some coaches may give you a bit of grace period and say, oh, we started a few minutes late, we can go a few minutes over. But in general, if they have another coaching call right after yours, they may not be able to offer that. So you want to make sure you're making the most of that time, show up on time, maybe even show up a little bit early. All right, next tip is during the coaching session, pay attention. So for you, it may be easiest to take notes as you're talking, but a really good coach is going to record that session so you can listen to playback and not worry so much about taking notes. Now, I'm a person where I actually learn something by hearing it and writing it at the same time. Note taking is important for me, but I know some people then spend so much time writing their notes, making them perfect, they actually waste time on the call doing that. So I always record my coaching sessions. So again, if you're working with this coach over several months, they may not record every single session, but for the initial call or consult, it definitely should be recorded. If the coach doesn't offer this, ask if you can record it on your end for playback later. A good coach won't have an issue with this, especially if you say that it's for you to be able to get the most value out of it. All right. And then as the call is wrapping up, make sure you're clear on what your next steps are. The coach should be doing this as well, but if anything is unclear, just ask. You definitely want to make sure you know what you need to do after this conversation. Are you scheduling another call? What are your follow-ups that you're going to be giving to them? What are the deliverables they'll be getting to you? Those kind of things. Okay, so those are my top tips for making the most of your coaching call. What has worked for you when you've been coached in the past? What do you like to see as a coach? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. That tells YouTube that you're getting value from this information and can get it in front of other authors, like us. Now you can get back to writing your book. Hey, if you want to continue to support this channel and my other creative work, please head over to buymeacoffee.com and support my channel. You can buy me 1 coffee, 3, 5, 10, or you can even get a membership. Those who are in the membership are actually going to be included in the acknowledgments pages of all of my published books moving forward as a big thank you. And you can even get some additional options to get an Instagram thank you post shout out or a shout out in an upcoming video. Thank you so much for supporting this channel.